Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is the reading of Jubilees chapter 4. Chapter summary. Cain and Abel and other children of Adam. Enos, Canaan, Mahalalel, Yered. Enoch and his history. The 4 sacred places. Methuselah, Lamech, Noah. The death of Adam, Cain, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And in the 3rd week, in the 2nd Yobel, Jubilee, she gave birth to Cain. And in the 4th, she gave birth to Abel. And in the 5th, she gave birth to her daughter, Awan. And in the 1st year of the 3rd Jubilee, Yobel, Cain slew Abel, because Elohim accepted the offering of Abel and did not accept the offer of Cain. And he slew him in the field, and his blood cried from the ground to the Shamayim, lamenting because he had slain him. And Yahuwah reproved Cain because of Abel, because he had slain him, and he made him a fugitive on the earth because of the blood of his brother, and he cursed him upon the earth. And on this account it is written on the tablets of the Shamayim, "Cursed is he who smites his neighbor treacherously." And let all who have seen and heard say, "So be it." And the man who has seen and not declared, let him be accursed as the other. Verse 6. And for this reason we announce when we come before Yahuwah our Elohim, all the sin which is committed in the Shamayim, the heavens, and on earth, and in light and in darkness, and everywhere. And Adam and his wife mourned for Abel 4 weeks of years. And in the 4th year of the 5th week they became joyful. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore him a son, and he called his name Sheth, or Seth. For he said, Elohim has raised up a second seed from us on the earth, instead of Abel, for Cain slew him. Verse 8. And in the 6th week he brought forth his daughter Azurah. And Cain took Awan his sister to be his wife, and she bore him Hanok at the close of the 4th Yobel. And in the 1st year of the 1st week of the 5th Yobel, or Jubilee, dwellings were built on the earth. And Cain built a city, and called its name after the name of his son Hanok. I want to point out that Hanok is not the same as Enoch, who will be born later, as the author of the book Enoch. Verse 10. And Adam knew Hauwa, his wife, and she bore a further 9 sons. And in the 5th week of the 5th Jubilee, Sheth took Azurah, his sister, to be his wife. And in the 4th year of the 6th week she bore him Enosh. He began to call on the name of Yahweh on the earth. And in the 7th Yobel, or Jubilee, in the 3rd week, Enosh took Noam, his sister, to be his wife, and she bore him a son in the 3rd year, on the 5th week, and he called his name Canaan. And at the close of the 8th Yobel, Canaan took Mualeth, his sister, to be his wife, and she bore him a son in the 9th Jubilee, in the 1st week, in the 3rd year of this week, and he called his name Mahalalel. Verse 15. And in the 2nd week of the 10th Jubilee, Mahalalel took as wife Dinah, the daughter of Barachiel, the daughter of his father's brother, and she bore him a son in the 3rd week, in the 6th year, and he called his name Yered. For in his days the messengers of Yahweh descended on the earth, those who are named the Watchers, that they should instruct the children of men, and that they should do right ruling and uprightness on the earth. Verse 16. And on the 11th Jubilee, Yered took a wife, and her name was Berakah, the daughter of Rashuyal, a daughter of his father's brother. In the 4th week, of this Jubilee. And she bore him a son in the 5th week, in the 4th year of the Jubilee. And he called his name Hanok. And he was the first among men that are born on the earth who learned writing and knowledge and wisdom, and who wrote down the signs of the Shamayim, the heavens, according to the order of their months, in a book, that man might know the seasons of the years according to the order of their separate months. Here we meet Enoch, the author of the book Enoch. Verse 18. And he was the first to write a witness, and he witnessed to the sons of men among the generations of the earth, and recounted the weeks of the Jubilees, and made known to them the days of the years, and put in order the months, and recounted the Shabbaoth of the years, the Sabbaths of the years, as we made known to him. And what was and what shall be, he saw in a vision of his sleep, as it shall happen to the children of men throughout their generations until the day of judgment. He saw and understood all, and wrote his witness, and placed the witness on earth, for all the children of men and for their generations. Verse 20. And in the 12th Jubilee, in the 7th week, he took a wife, and her name was Edni, the daughter of Daniel, the daughter of his father's brother. And in the 6th year, in this week, she bore him a son, and he called his name Methuselah. And he was furthermore with the messengers, the angels of Elohim, these 6 jubilees of years. And they showed him all which is on earth, and in the Shamayim, the rule of the sun, and he wrote it all down. Verse 22. And he witnessed to the watchers, the angels, who had sinned with the daughters of men, for these had begun to unite themselves so as to be defiled with the daughters of men, and Hanok witnessed against them all. Hanok here is referencing Genesis 6 and also Enoch's 6 and 7. Verse 23. And he was taken from among the children of men, and we conducted him into the Garden of Eden in majesty and honor. And see, there he writes down the condemnation and judgment of the world, and all the wickedness of the children of men. And on account of it Elohim brought the waters of the flood upon all the land of Eden. For there he was appointed as a sign, and that he should witness against all the children of men, that he should recount all the deeds of the generations until the day of condemnation. Verse 25. And he burned the incense of the Mikdash temple, sweet spices acceptable before Yahweh on the mountain. For Yahweh has 4 places on the earth, the Garden of Eden, and the mountain of the east, and this mountain on which you are this day, Mount Sinai, and Mount Zion, which shall be Kadesh in the new creation, for a Kodeshah, a blessing of the earth. Through it the earth shall be Kadesh, holy, from all guilt and its uncleanness throughout the generations of the world. Verse 27. And in the 14th Jubilee, Methuselah took a wife, Edna, the daughter of Azriel, the daughter of his father's brother, in the 3rd week, in the 1st year of this week. And he brought forth a son, and called his name Lamech. And in the 5th Jubilee, in the 3rd week, Lamech took a wife, and her name was Betanos, the daughter of Barachiel, the daughter of his father's brother. And in this week she bore him a son, and he called his name Noah. This one shall comfort me for my trouble and all my work, and for the ground which Yahweh has cursed. Verse 29. And at the close of the 19th Jubilee, in the 7th week, in the 6th year, Adam died, and all his sons buried him in the land of his creation, and he was the first to be buried in the earth. And he was less 70 years from 1,000 years. For 1,000 years are as one day in the witness of the Shamayim. And therefore was it written concerning the tree of knowledge, on the day that you eat of it you shall die. For this reason he did complete the years of this day, for he died during it. So Yahuwah did not lie about dying in that day. According to the Father, a day is like 1,000 years. Verse 31. At the close of the Jubilee, Cain was killed after him in the same year. For his house fell upon him, and he died in the midst of his house, and he was killed by its stones. For with a stone he had killed Abel, and by a stone he was killed in righteous judgment. For this reason it was ordained on the tablets of the Shamaim, the heavens, with the instrument with which a man kills his neighbor, the same shall he be killed, after the manner that he wounded him. In like manner shall they deal with him. And this aligns perfectly with Leviticus 24:19-20, where we hear that an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. He is a just Elohim, a just God. And so generally, if you do wrong to someone, you will receive that in return in some form or another. That doesn't mean we enact that on someone else, but it is Yah who is the righteous judge. He has the right to weigh out justice. Verse 33. And in the 25th Jubilee, Noah took a wife, and her name was Emzara, the daughter of Rachiel, the daughter of his father's brother, in the 1st year, in the 5th week. And in the 3rd year she bore him Shem. In the 5th year she bore him Ham. And in the 1st year, in the 6th week, she bore him Japheth. That's it for this chapter. May Yahuwah baruch you through the reading of these words and the words to come. Shalom, brothers and sisters.